There we go. Gotta hit my unmute button, John. It turns out that not even Source 2 will fix me manually muting my microphone. We've got Strife and Evil Geniuses squaring off here on map number 2. EG, quite the comeback in the second half, down 10-5 to a 16-11 victory. I mean, it's astonishing, but it reflects what we've seen from EG consistently throughout ECL, and apparently Hex is not going to change the slow starts.
No, not at all. And we saw last time on Inferno against Nouns, same kind of deal, right? There was a very slow start, too much for EG to come back from that time. But they did come back to make it 13-16, although it was still a loss. And we'll see if they can do better here up against Strife. But over the last little bit, yes, EG does play well in Inferno. 9 wins over the last 12, but they've lost 3 of their last 4 here. 2 Nouns, as mentioned, MIBR and Vendetta. All close matches, but losses all the same.
A group in towards mid, and it seems like we're going to get an explode on towards A. It's being read by Strife, but maybe a tick too late. They're quick in. They are so fast into this take, and now the hit's going to come through. Ethan will be left standing. Well, Jules gets first blood. Much more still. The reinforcements are on the way, and there's the cacophony of frags that they're looking for. The late balcony presence as well for Cat, doing some damage, and it's all going to fall by the wayside. No bomb plan even needed. It's a fight to the last, and EG emerged triumphant.
Nice work by EG on the A take and the post-plan play. Now, talking a little bit more about those stats, EG over the last 6 times they've been here, 3-3 record with a +8 round differential. Over on Strife over the last 3 months, 15 games played, so they play a lot of Inferno. 8 wins and 7 losses, though, with a +9 round differential, so it's very up and down, but they are on a 3-game win streak right now, winning against Davenport University, Detonate, and Timbermen. Stamina, looking for the opener, and, well, he doesn't connect on anything. At least gets the information for his squad.
Yeah, but I mean...
by here for Strife, but yeah.
Is Presence banana in the beginning of the round?
It's not surprising. No,
yeah,
that's what you're going for.
You're kind of assuming there's going to be some sort of Presence banana in the beginning of an Inferno round. First 30 seconds, information is basically useless unless you know they're committed. The take's going to come around. Smokes are going to sail in. This is a lot of utility. This is kind of tipping them off. This is everything that EG have to throw. It's a very straightforward take. And ESL hits a very straightforward shot. Straight to there, though. This one's getting messy. Way too messy. They need to deal with the pit presence, and they will do exactly that. Stamina was the thorn. Could have been a major issue as the retake got on. As it is, there are smokes available here, but no kits. And no damaging util to force them out of the pit. Makes this a very tough prospect.
Yeah, that's when the Mac 10s really come in handy when you want to try and close the gap over towards pit. And I mean, 2 charging down on a player that was trying to hide in the smoke. EG knew it was there. Pretty much done. Now, Strife are going to go for the retake, surprisingly. Yeah, looks like they pull this one off, and they don't. Junior gets 2. Snakes and Infinite are dropped, and it's 2-0 for EG.
Junior was having himself a nice Ancient, especially in that second half. Normally, you think the op can get more involved on the CT side, but Junior disagrees.
Very much so. I mean, he was lights out incredible. Finished with 24 frags, I think it was, and a very slow start in that first half. So you're right, he was unbelievable, charging into them, hitting op shots. Great work overall. Look, this is Junior's resurgence. This is his comeback story, I think.
I mean, the thing about Junior, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. These kills should determine the round. Snakes, seeing if you can't get that max, you can't. All right, never mind. We'll talk about it in a little bit, because this one getting a little spicier, perhaps. Rush wants to stick around into the mid and find these kills. Make sure no one can be flanking on, and
that
should be fun. So the thing about Junior is the mechanical ability has always been impressive.
Yes, of course.
I think part of it's got to be about the confidence game, right? Because he's always absolutely slaughtered against this level of competition. Domestic NA stuff, Junior might as well be simple. The dude is rolling through you. But it's been about that jump in competition where we've had the stumbles. And even in those moments, you see the moments of the raw mechanical prowess. It just was never consistent in Furia or in complexity.
Yeah, I guess just... The thing is, he's always been brought up to teams, right? In Fury, he was picked up and brought there. Even for complexity, he was replacing OC, who had departed, right, to another squad. Well, obviously, we know where he is now. But it's tough when you're not part of that team as they come up, right? You're always being slotted into existing squads. I think if he's able to make it to that level with an existing squad being a part of the core, that's when the confidence will really be there because he'll have played with the guys for quite some time leading up to that point. Maybe that's the issue.
Maybe, but I mean, he had those opportunities with Bad News Bears, right?
Wow.
To qualify through to the further level of competition. I just think it's another indication that so much of this game is about psychology and it's about the mental aspect of the game, right? I mean, at a high level, right? Obviously, you have to have a certain baseline of mechanics. But once you have that baseline of mechanics, yes, there are people who are just better in terms of mechanics, who have that extra edge. You know, your Simples, your Monoses, your Zaibus. But so much of it is about mentality. And so I think for Junior, I mean, what we're seeing here on display is that the talent is still clearly there. And so if in the next opportunity, the next bite at the apple, the psychology is figured out, the philosophy, the mentality towards the game, I mean, the prospect that we've all been so excited about at various points in the North American scene, he's still very much alive and kicking.
Oh, no question. I mean, to have a chance of performing well at the pro level, you have to be able to dominate ECL the way Junior is. And I mean, he's doing it. So, and he's done it before. It's just a matter, I think you're right, it's figuring out the psychology of it. And hopefully he'll be able to get to that point because honestly, he's such a promising talent. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely has the raw ability. Always has.
It's been recognized, right? Twice, but just couldn't do it. Not yet anyway. Still young.
Still young. Young lad. Actually, how old is Junior these
22.
days? Just hitting his prime.
Yep.
Look, all I'm saying is, if Hext's move into this roster is an indication that changes are coming for the EG main roster, one of the other things they could be looking at is the opping. So, as is always the case within the Blueprint program, everything is an audition. This one's looking like a good audition for the Strife players. 2 big kills. Rush. Oh, he had a prime opportunity still. Kills him towards the pit. This gets spicy. This gets weird. George has been spotted. He's maneuvering here around the graveyard. Needs some support, but he didn't have Walco close at hand at all, and so George is laid low. And this is going to be a very tough ask for Walco. Looking to maybe just save, but if he can get economic damage, it's huge. 5 seconds. Doesn't want to get clocked here. One more kill would be nice. He's trying to get the op and get out of there, and instead he'll get out with nothing.
Very nice little round there from Strife. And looking at the economy for EG, it's not as good as you'd expect up to this point. They can definitely justify a buy-up. Going for a half on here would be exceptionally conservative. And yeah, they're going to get into the swing of things. A couple of AKs and 3 Galil's going to come through. Utility won't be perfect, but that's the sacrifice they made by going for a buy-up into this round. A couple of players towards B. Right now, it's only one holding the line here at Banana. That is Infinite tossing a ton of utility forward. And I mean, it's enough. Evil Geniuses haven't really showed face there. And in fact, they're favoring alt mid and mid quite heavily. A couple of players boosted into window. So it looks like they're setting up for an A hit. Don't have to commit just yet. And George is going to drop a smoke for his teammate, saying, here you go. You'll make better use of this than me in these apartments. And they will immediately toss that forward for Arch side, so it opens up the space for a hit from Boiler. North lane, but Strife get the opening frag. Rush is able to respond immediately, though, and now Stamina's a little bit isolated on balcony, but he still hits the shot and then falls off into mini pit.
Player distracts enough for Harris to do a ton of damage, but he can't find the killing blow. And so now they clear out many. Junior gets another follow-up frag, but laid low by Aris. This is getting spicy. Aris is doing so much work for the team. And the Molotovs, they're going to come raining in. Walco's under pressure. He has to back away. Can't tempt the flames. Doesn't have any util to set this up either, and this is going to limit his maneuverability. It was ambitious from Infinite. Sets up to 1v1. Walco just needs a headshot now. He's only got 25 seconds. That's Aris on the other side. 3 kills already to his name. Spot. Wants to go up. Wants to get out. 15 seconds. He's got to go. He's got to make the move, and he knows. He slipped the gap. He slipped the net. And he's got the kill as well. Walco. No health. No help. No way out. Except the might of his crosshair.
7 HP against two players that had pretty decent health before the engagement started, and they don't hit a single shot. Infinite, I'm not sure about that play. That was a little too risky given the situation, puts himself out in the open, and Walco capitalizes, putting the last player in a bit of a tough spot. And wow, what a great job from Walco. He jumps up to 5 frags on the board, and Evil Geniuses have 4 rounds under their belts. Infinite going to charge out here. That's another aggressive play, and he gets completely flashed by Rush. Hex going to take him down easily, and ERIS goes down to 8 HP in the process. So another very good start here for the Evil Geniuses. And you know, Mike, in the one round they lost, it was actually that fight that Rush had that you were talking about. If he gets that frag, then EG have a 3v2 advantage, and I think they win that round too.
Oh yeah, it was super winnable for sure. The pressure on that, I mean, it was a bit of a swing, a bit of 50-50. Snakes gets caught here. He'd only seen the one player, and ERIS repositions at an unfortunate time. Joel's trying to come back through here, trying to play the advantages, and ERIS just doesn't have really the health for any sort of fight. This could turn into a save while the smoke's still up, especially with further damage on Joel's. I mean, they should be getting the heck out of dodge, and indeed they are. 5 rounds on the board for EG. No contest in this one, John.
Wow, this is the best start we've seen from EG in 5 maps.
Yeah, what can they do if they don't have to recover from a 7-round deficit?
Exactly.
This is them taking off the handicap.
Oh man, that's good news for them at the very least. And Hex making a contribution in this one with a couple of frags. And you see Strife, they just have to fall off. I mean, you have ERIS and Joel's with only 27 HP combined, and MP9s. They want to save the MP9s and keep the armor in play because the next round is going to be very rough in terms of buy-up. Great execute from EG. And they're probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, what is it now? Going back to that previous map, did they even let... It was 16-11, right? Final score?
Yes, I believe.
So that means it was an 11-1 run at the end of the second half, and now they're actually on a 16-2 run since being down 10-5 in the first half of the first map. Wow.
Infinite catches an HE. Speed defenders have not been having a good time with it, right? Snakes and Infinite. Most of the rounds, the heavy pressure's been on towards the A-side. That's where the action's been going in. So they're in a situation where they're trying to rotate into an already rough, touchy situation, but haven't been able to have impact in that. One time they did go B. Of course, they got bulldozed. Oh, ERIS thinking about the peak, but Walco's just on the other side. Real tough challenge. They've got a 3-man setup here for the brackets fight. They're very committed. Player at the Balk would ruin them. Molotov might actually force the Balk play. He's still sailing over. They've given up this angle. Stamina gonna go back in for the look-see. He's missed the first player, spotting more. Oh, and he's dropped down the audience too. Has that been hurt? It has. George does lose a teammate, but he gets the trade. This softens up the A site. B player's not flinching yet. Haven't seen the bomb. Knowing that this could still be a wraparound as well. The smoke in the library might actually indicate that possibility, but the bomb's moving up short, and with only 30 seconds to go, they're gonna move. Joel's by the hay cart. This could be devastating. This could be huge. What's he got here? What's he got? He's got nothing. He's got nothing. ERIS under pressure. ERIS dismantled. The site is gone. The save is called. Strife again on the wrong side of this one.
Oh, it looked promising too, right? With Stamina getting that opener with the A1S. Only gets one. Could have been more. Unfortunately wasn't. But you have 2 MP9s around the corner. Evil Geniuses looking like they have to start second guessing themselves and saying, okay, we lost a player. How do we approach this? But unfortunately for Strife, it just does not pan out. And Evil Geniuses again get the important frags. And ERIS with one almost flicking around for a second. He just got overloaded by too many bullets in his direction. So Evil Geniuses will be taking a 6th. And ERIS is looking absolutely incredible going back to even map number 1. But right here, he's got more frags himself than the rest of his team combined. 8 for the rest of the team and 9 for ERIS. So he continues his hot run, but the rest of his team needs to get back into this one.
Yeah, they certainly do. They certainly do. I'd like to see. I mean, there's got to be something in terms of dynamic play. We haven't really seen it, right? They've been waiting for EG to hit, and EG has just been so successful into these A takes, into these short takes, that why would they stop? Really?
Yeah.
The B players are passive. The A players are passive. This is the first round in a long time where they've had the proper utility. So I'd love to see a little bit more of an aggressive lean here. A little bit more punishment utility going down banana. It looks like that's what they're throwing right now. They're throwing a ton of it. They're going to try and take the space, but Welco's just found a pick in the apartments. So, unfortunately,
I mean,
can it withdraw? Strife gives up all that ground.
They keep getting opening frags on EG's side, and I mean, you're constantly fighting down a man. It's not a good situation to be in on either side of the map.
Desperation may be starting to creep in. If they knew they were going for aggressive control in banana, didn't necessarily need to go for the lookout at apps, but Stamina wanted to see what he could find. When he finds is lead. Now it's just snakes. Just snakes to try and section off B. Preemptive smoke, but there's still a lot of time left on this clock. EG.
This feels like a
time
B
in the world.
hit. I don't know.
They don't like the B hits this game, John.
It seems like it. I mean, like you said, if it's working at A, why not keep going?
The peak? Are the scopes out? Are the guns out? They are, but two back the other way. It's an even trade, though. And now they can just funnel in towards A. They can just bully their way over. Rush has spotted the player on site, but he can't get the kill. Makes a hash of that one, trying to find the body over the smoke. They know they're going to press into a corner. And George, of course, is going to be good for it. Still, this is the best chance Strife have had in a long time. Snakes, once upon a time, was known for the clutches. He's got the molly. He's got the molly. He's got the read. He's got the spot. But George preemptively repositions him by the hay cart. They're just going to swing. They're going to take the fight straight to him. Not give Snakes a moment to adjust, to set up. Just devastate him.
There's sometimes when you want to play more passively on those post plants. In fact, most of the time, I mean, just most of the time when you take control of a site, you want to wait around. But in that situation, you figure out the players towards lane. You know one of your teammates is on low HP. You have to take the fight quickly and isolate them. It's exactly what they do. They catch Snakes with the utility in his hands, and there's just no chance at all for Strife to make the noise that they were hoping for. And it looked promising, right? That mid fight, they swung, they get a couple, but Evil Genius is just as good on the reply. And then storming on forward, they win that 2v1 in the end. Walco looking for an early frag again. Well, if he came around that corner, would have had one, but perhaps it'll take a little bit longer until he strikes, and well, not longer, only a couple of seconds, and he even gets a second frag as well. It's looking quite rosy for the Evil Geniuses once more, as they're looking to take this half already, as we're only 9 rounds into the first half. They've got 7 looking for that 8th. Hey, it looks like they're going to go B, Mike.
It does. It does. It's a great read on the situation as well. If George can the library. Ooh, almost makes a hash of it. And he's going to get run down. That's a rifle found still. It doesn't mean that he knows. There's only one player here maximum, so good luck, Infinite. Need an infinite number of kills in this situation. 5-7. Making things spicy as it does like to do, but Snakes is going to have to save his gun and get the heck out of Dodge.
Never know what that 5-7, what it can deliver. Things can swing very quickly in your favor if the shots land. But that time, just not enough space, not enough time to make things work. So Evil Geniuses will get the 8 stamina, hoping for an exit frag. Certainly possible, but Snakes is already out of here. Yeah, you got to save that AK. No reason to be anywhere within striking distance of EG's rifles. Stamina gets spotted and deleted by Junior, who's up to 8 frags, and everyone is connecting right now on the Evil Geniuses side.
These Snakes will be able to slither into a burrow, it seems. But it's hard to find the silver linings here for Strife. It is hard to find. In the aggressive pushes, they're getting caught. In the peaks, they're getting caught. In the sight holds, they're getting traded and demolished. It's looking pretty tough here.
Oh, yes.
Guess the silver lining is that loss bonus is maxed up.
Yep.
So let's get right back in here and try and find some solutions. EG did it to you on map number 1. Can you start the late comeback? This would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, certainly would be. Not going to be the easiest task, though, the way EG is playing right now. I would give them the firepower edge in this matchup every single day of the week. When they're firing on all cylinders like this, I don't know. I don't know if Strife can do it. Infinite. Exchanging some utility there with Evil Geniuses, and another very slow start to the round. Nate finally does some damage. That's the first damage into this round. Hex going down to 76, but he's not too worse for the wear. Doesn't really care. His teammate drops him some util, and they're going to swing all the way back towards the A site. This is the perfect read because 3 players have been committed to B, and should the Evil Genius decide to go for the hit here, it will be effectively a 5v2 onto the A site with both players on the pit side, so they don't have much of a crossfire set up.
Pressure on. These pit players need to go ham. They need to go huge. That's 1. The flashbang so effective. Of course, the flashbang actually catching them off, but 1 for 2 means that this one could already be a ripcord pull, and now it certainly is. Walco ensures it. Pulls the parachute himself, kicks him out the plane. Says, "Get off my plane." And now, Snakes and Stamina. Have you seen that movie?
No, I have not. No.
First of all, phenomenal movie. 10 out of 10 recommendation in terms of cheesy action movies. Harrison Ford is the president on Air Force One. It gets taken by, I don't remember, terrorists of some variety, and he manages to slip the net, and then he has to go commando mode to take back the plane and save his family. And it's great, and it includes a very iconic line, which is, "Get off my plane!" And then you kick a dude out of the plane.
Wow.
Great movie. My buddies and I in college loved that movie and quoted it incessantly to each other.
All right. I think I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but never actually watched the whole movie.
If you ever want to sit down and watch it, it's not even a bad movie. Like, it's actually a good movie, as most Harrison Ford movies are.
Of course.
If you want to watch a very fun, I think, 80s action movie. Let's see, is it 80s or early 90s? First one.
I think it's 90s, right?
Actual plane. Oh, no, 1997. That's way later than I expected. Yeah,
Ooh.
90s. Banger.
Another banger there. Stamina finding the opener, and then the follow-up. Here we go. Strife trying to get a potential comeback going in their direction this time.
They're not quite dead yet here. There's a pulse. Can rebuild them and resuscitate this game for Strife. Just need to win this. You need to win this now. George just took the Molotov. Eris doesn't seem like you heard that. Otherwise, you'd imagine the second molly comes out. Although they have pulled a 4th player over. Interesting. Snakes has the stall out molly. And smoke. They've just missed the presence in towards mid. Stamina clears this.
Oh, no.
They have to be reading that it's B presence now. They know there's no one coming through, so they need to begin these rotates. The smoke's going to go down, but I'm amazed. Okay, Infinite's starting to make his way over now. But if they just pop through the smoke, Snake could be in trouble. Here it goes. Here starts to be the move. They want to isolate the tree fight. The smoke puts out the Molotov. They've got the space. They've got the ground. But they're not going to have the numbers. The Stamina comes in to support as well with that AWP. What's the move? Cross smoke thrown. They're in. Rush still holding on the flank is ambitious when you know you're down in the numbers. 20 seconds. They got to go. Rush was holding utility for them. Now they're exploding on in. The util being set up. Secure positions here in the back of sights, and Snakes is going to strike for the first. And the second, and it's all donezo. A clean round for Strife. What a way to get their second.
Yeah, unbelievable. That was dismantling of the Evil Genius as they tried to get into that site. Just perfect positioning, right? The Molotov comes in. That's for new box, though, so, you know, Snakes wasn't too troubled. Just hung back, and Stamina, along with himself, able to set up a perfect crossfire. There was a window in that round. If EG pushed a little bit faster, they would have had only 1 player to deal with on that B site, and then could have even taken the round. But because they stall out for as long as they do, that gives Strife the chance to rotate over, and by the time they go for their hit, it's an even 3v3 battle onto B, which Strife completely dominated. So, maybe a faster play in the cards here for the Evil Geniuses. Hex eats a lot of utility just to try and gain the space, and is going to give it up in the end after throwing a flashbang forward. We'll see if they try to retake it. Junior holding with the op, hoping that someone peeks on forward. That someone could be Stamina. Yep, here comes the fight. Are they going to flash them out? They do, and Junior can't connect on the shot. I'm not even sure if he fired.
No, he did fire. He just didn't see him at all.
Yeah.
Shot went wide, but he'll get it on the second look. So, all battle won here by EG, but utility starting to be whittled down. They need to get some control, and EG.Jeorge is going to deny it, continuing his strong run here. Shuts down the brackets hold for the moment and draws towards the site. Now, Strife have a decent position to play from. They've got some information as well, so they'll float the third player over. That information is going to get old real quick, though. They're still going to stack this. Utility's going to start to sail in. This is the confirmation. Counter util coming through. They're going to go. It's a Hawes pop. It's a Hawes pop on, and Joel's, he can't get the kill, but EG.Jeorge can!
Goodness,
So much
EG.Jeorge.
damage. Sets up EG.Jeorge for the spray down. He's losing teammates, and he can't get the most important one of all. How could he not kill George? He barely had any health, John. The spray can't connect. Now a 1v2. Bomb planting. Junior on the angle. Just has to keep his teammates safe. He spotted him. He knows where he is. An Infinite. A little bit slow on the shot. Give him some cover to route forward, but he's looking for a rifle. He's looking for a rifle in the smoke, and he's not finding one. And with that going, with the time already expiring, he's going to give it up. He's going to give it up, John. It's double digits on for EG.
Oh, look, I mean, EG.Jeorge has been so good at, and he got 3 frags in situation. I do agree with you. He probably should have won that battle, but I can't hold it against him. Look, he's got 15 frags.
No,
the next
man,
closest player's 5. I get it. Like, it's a critical situation where they had the round, but still.
Without him, they're not in that round to begin with.
Exactly.
Just couldn't finish out the last. Couldn't finish his food.
It's a shame because EG.Jeorge has been incredible, but yeah, I mean, he needs some support. 10-2 in favor of Evil Geniuses, who are completely dominating. If it's not for EG.Jeorge, I don't even think this is close in terms of the rounds we've been getting. Obviously not close on the scoreboard, but some of these rounds have been pretty incredible. Oh, both missed.
Both walking away from that one. Thought that was going to be the duel to set up the round. Instead, I'm left. A little cheated. John, feel a little,
Yeah.
a little cheated by that. Spicy duel and nobody hits.
Someone felt like one of them should have hit there, but both of them missing.
Shadow boxing. Feels bad, man. Oh, swing in. The flashbang. Good. 2 kills? No, just the one. Still damage done. On to the next. A lot of information is going to trigger out a ton of utility from the Strife side. It's utility they at least do have to burn. They've still got a bit left. Flashes are depleted. Nades are gone. There's smokes and a Molotov. An Infinite posted up with an op. They're going to boost. They're going to boost. Oh, he's not ready for this. He's not ready for this.
He could flick. He could
How
flick.
fast that flick. How fast that flick. They're playing together. Never mind. They think better of the boost and Infinite. Thank them dearly for it.
But they still got the edge going onto the site here. Infinite trapped in a corner, and now it looks like they could section off that fight towards CT, but no, Infinite supports. He gets Walco stamina, drops the rush. Great work with the double up. Only George left, and he's probably going to fall by the wayside. It's a 1v4. It's possible, but unlikely. He does get the first one, Mike. And stamina goes down as well.
God, George.
Standing on his head right now.
way.
25 seconds left. Can he do this? George a third.
Oh my God!
As George gets the 1v4. Oh my goodness.
Unreasonable. Not okay, George.
No way.
Absurd. Strife. A 1v4. They thought everything was going their way. But he slips the net. He slips into the smoke. And from there, he slips the knife into their ribs. There's just no... That's...
Ow.
There's no coming back. There's no coming back, John. There's no coming back from that kind of a round.
That's a death blow. It has to be. I mean...
Oh, that is brutal. George. 2 huge rounds. He had an ace on Ancient. Pulls off a brutal 1v4 clutch here. Just insane.
Unreasonable. Like, wow. I mean, wow.
Well, now. We're left stunned. Can't imagine how Strife is feeling. And now look at the desperation, right? The buy's gotten shaky. Hex might be about to right. Oh, caught with a Molotov in hand, trying to line up some utility, so that's a little awkward. But this might just funnel them in towards A, knowing the aggressive play comes down. Banana Walco even collects that kill. Jules with a Mag 7. Time for a spicy play. Time for the best opponent alone impression. He's going to get the first. This is the kind of angle this gun thrives at. Jules picks up 2 meaty shots with the shotgun. More. He's getting it. But it's going to be left to Walco in a 1v1. Stamina just desperately trying to get them in the 3rd round. Remembering the bitter taste of defeat in the last. Knowing how quickly this one could get out of whack. Does he read it? Oh, I like the reposition in towards Boiler. Pressure on. Walco could try and get that AWP, but he's worried about getting caught without the gun in his hand. Does he go through? Tries to play the smoke fade. Stamina waiting just on the edge of this.
Walco's gonna this. You have to imagine.
Gonna think he's got clear. The peek in. No! Walco too quick on the trigger. Another one. Another clutch gone against them. Another 4K to drag around back in the favor of EG. Strife just cannot beg, borrow, or steal around in this game.
This is just gut punch after gut punch. I mean, Strife are just keeled over on the ground right now, and Evil Geniuses just keep on laying the hurt forward on here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, in that round again, Strife had the advantage and a chance for a moment to take that round, but Walco steals it away. 15th and final round of play. This could easily have been Strife picking up 4, even 5 rounds. But Evil Geniuses just not letting them. That time was Walco with a little bit of a clutch, but before that, George just got a frag there, doing all the damage. Now it's already a 4v3. Stamina gets one back here.
This is getting weird.
ERIS?
This is getting weird. This is getting real interesting. The positioning is just bizarre, but they do manage to pinch back in on Stamina. ERIS asked a question, thought that might be enough to distract and allow his IGL to live, but he gives up the ground immediately after getting the kill. Doesn't want to get caught, and in doing so, basically gives Stamina up for dead. So now, yeah, I mean, it's a 3v2, right? They've got plenty of time. They can pick their sights. They've got the utility advantage. Everything's playing in their favor. Strife going to go for a gamble, and I don't mind that at all. Yeah. It's not going to be right, but I don't mind the idea. I don't mind the thinking behind it because this is such a low percentage round for you now. You're under so much pressure, and everything feels like it's going against you. Every 50-50 fight goes the way of EG, and you can start to feel a little hopeless. So they'll play the retake instead. This bomb's going down. EG, no fear. No worries, no concerns. Plenty of time to take every post-plant position they could possibly want, and ERIS and Snakes, John, they don't even have a kit.
No, this is... What a ridiculous half of Counter-Strike this has been, in particular for Evil Geniuses, right? As Hex is just waiting here in pit. Strife's going to try, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much, Mike.
Nope. No, they will indeed not be doing much in this one. No hope, no chance, no rounds for Strife. We'll see in a bit.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Fixed on my beautiful catastrophe. You need me like you need air to breathe. You want me to save you from me. I know that you're trapped inside this wave. Who's gonna save you?
Well, folks, it's been a big night for twos, and, well, only 2 rounds for Strife is not quite the way they were hoping those twos were going to go. That's quite the hill to climb to get back into this game, John. It starts with this pistol round.
Yeah.
Starts with George getting a little bit of info top banana. He knows his present. He says, yeah, come at me, bro.
George and Junior, Mike, continue to impress here. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, after that first half, I would not be wanting to challenge that guy.
No. No.
Just unreasonable play coming out. He's going to take first contact, though. They will, in fact, challenge him. They're right back on. Can't play with fear in the game of Counter-Strike. And as they wait to smoke, here comes the execute. Smoke out for the cross. Flashbang over it in just a moment. Flashbang not going to catch, but the bullets will. And that's a very snappy pistol take. No damage taken back the other way. EG without kits, without utility. This is going to be a tough ask on the retake, and there's a world where you just save the armor.
Yeah, not a bad call to save the armor, but looks like they want to at least poke and prod a little bit. See what they can find. If they get one, they can push on forward, but they have to be quick about it because, like you mentioned, no kit. Okay, there's Hex. There's the one that they were looking for, so their journey continues into this B site. Unfortunately, time is very much against them, and yeah, now they have to pull the plug.
So they're out of there. Strife get a 3rd round at the very least. They get a chance here to show us what they've got in Inferno. A chance to prove to us that they deserve this. And to be fair, over on Ancient, it was the T side. A little bit.
Very much so.
Rounds, right? So let's see if Strife got a strong T side up their sleeve here.
There were only 6 T-side rounds won.
CT side.
CT sides, yeah. It's only 6 CT side rounds won on Ancient. That's... wow. Still a lot for Strife to prove, and Evil Geniuses, they're forcing up into this round. A couple of 5.7s, a Deagle, an MP9, and the Scout, and Junior can be very, very scary with that Scout, so you have to be careful. Even with it only that in his hands and not the big green, and as I say that, Snakes gets tagged down to 31. Walco tosses a nade and it connects onto Infinite, gets him down to 40 HP. So the early damage has been done by the Evil Geniuses here. Walco's got the smoke ready as well, and reinforcements in the form of Junior. Still, it's not necessarily going to be a hit to the B site because the bomb is still down at the bottom of T ramp. A lot of damage done and 0, well, not 0, 1 HP of damage done to the Evil Geniuses versus a ton more on Strife's side. This is going to be a little bit tough for Strife.
Yeah, to say the least. Got the top brackets control, but it's going to draw the presence over. Looks like it might be what they're hoping for, though. A late rotation here in Banana could be spicy, but as ERIS continues to find ground, he's going to play the smoke fade. They're both going to play the smoke fade. They're kissing.
In the night.
They're kissing. Who knows? Who's found it? Walco spots that it's clear, but there's no world where Stamina thinks that this is happening. He'll get the trade, and that's going to tip it off for these 2B players. Now they know to be wary back towards CT. Rotation could be on quick. Junior can't connect on that first shot. May not get too many more opportunities. George makes it easier for him. There's a shot out. And George, this guy, that back of new box, well, he's dead. I was going to say, you can never count him out. But a retake on. Healthy rifles, smoke to block. We'll have to wait this.
What?
Hex gets started early. New ERIS. He wanted a cheeky angle and punishes it. It's all on the Joels. Back to the block. One man for the situation and Hexed. The man who's moving back into his old roster as well. He's kicking around on familiar ground right now. So, with the force by 1 with 14 rounds now on the board, is there any world where Strife can stop this fury?
I don't really think so. With you, Mike, after winning pistol, losing the follow-up, I feel like that's the end for Strife in this series. But hey, look, they could prove me wrong. I wouldn't be upset if they did. But a 14-3 deficit and the way Evil Geniuses are playing and everything going their way, Hex spamming through the smoke and getting the frag, and then even the new box player not able to get much. Yeah. Tough. And they are forcing up here, so it's pretty much down to this round, I would say. Couple of max ones. Tech 9 from Eagle playing it slow. 3 players up alt mid. Now they're all grouping up towards top of mid for their potential execute here onto the site. That's a good crossfire for EG as well. They're reading this perfectly. 4 players are here, Mike.
Molotov's going to force him out of the angle, though, when he gets around the corner. So they're going to gain this space off the utility, but they delay the contact. Meanwhile, Hex is going to push him towards the bow. This could work out beautifully for him. Rush under pressure. He knows it. He's going to get one, but only one. Sets up. Well, I was going to say Hex, but no, it's just all George. It's always been George. Always was.
4K.
Another 4K out from George. He is relentless.
Ay, 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 George. This is just, this is unfair. He's just absolutely having his way with Strife. 15-3. 12 opportunities for EG to close out this map and the series. And because Strife forced up in the previous round, well, you see the result. Yeah.
I was expecting much more of a game on our hands for this one, but Genius is relentless. Complicating. And George, you don't want to stop, but Infinite will make him stop, at least for the moment. And here we go. Here's the round. Here's where the Thunder starts. Take the Molotov. So Rush trades 1 for 1. Guys, maybe a little over eager to get this one over and done with. It's still
Just a touch.
not ended, though.
Stamina could get caught here. Oh, nice slip sway.
They slip past. They slip past. As Hex can expect his presence. He does, but he's still not ready for the shot. Walco, they will get it. Sets him up for the 1v2. Make this clutch look all that much better, but the bomb is ticking away. He's got a smoke. Cover it off. Bomb's planted for the far corner. As exposed as it could be. He's wary of the flank. If you're going to go, you got to go now. So long you can wait for that flank to develop, and they're giving him nothing.
Jules has the molly, but it won't matter with the smoke.
Still, he's waiting. Just way too late here. He's going to stick it. He's just going to stick it. Oh, my goodness. He's off on the angle. He's giving it up on the first. I don't think he even has time. He doesn't even have time. He would have had the defuse. He would have had the defuse, John, but he pulled off of it.
He just looked down a little too quickly, and that's why he was pulled off the defusal. Oh my goodness, Walco, so close to ending this one. And I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised that Strife weren't more aggressive in watching that bomb. It still wasn't absolutely going to explode when they started to fall off. Luckily for them, Walco just misplaced the defusal and let Strife live on for at least one more round. And look, the economy's not that great for EG despite how well they've been playing, because it's still early on in this half. So they have a couple of A1Ss, an MP9, a P250, and a Deagles. They do force up, which makes sense, and Stamina eats a nade, goes down to 34. George gets some information, spots a player at the top of Banana, and won't engage too much. I think EG learned their lesson from that previous round. They had 2 players charging into mid. A little overconfident, let's say.
Well, hasty.
Just a touch.
They were feeling good. They were feeling dominant. Wanted to show it. Utility to assert brackets control. Bomb's not here just yet, so this is going to be some time. They're going to play in the smoke fade. This is the flashbang. Player tap in the corner, though. Should be good for it. Infinite's good for 2. The third's a little bit of a hash. But they know they got Walco under pressure. Looks like they might not even have the bomb to bring to it. And now they know, so the bomb will begin to rotate. They've got this control towards A as well, so they can cut off these rotations. And there should be just nothing for EG in this round.
No, not at all. A lot of damage done. I mean, you have Snakes at 12, Infinite at 2, and Stamina at 34, but they could not finish them off, and that was because of the inferior firepower that they brought in for the most part. Did have a couple of rifles.
I mean, look, maybe you could go finish some of those kills with the SMG, but it would take 3 kills to justify the loss of the SMG and the armor, so
It's not worth it.
better just hold on what you got.
Yeah, not to mention it's an easy upgrade to head armor should you want to, although they don't need to because the AKs will come out.
Galil's, John. Edge cases.
That's true. That's true.
Scenarios.
Might
Hey,
be
when
worth
that's in Infinite's hands.
The thing is, they're not investing next round anyway, so I don't know how much it matters.
No, presumably not. So the rare EG save brought through. Strife at least built to 5. Still 10 more opportunities for Evil Geniuses to crack this one into a dub. This round, probably not going to be the one where they make their best case for it.
Well, Mike, you did promise the people Counter-Strike 2 if EG pull off the comeback on Ancient. They did.
I did. You're right.
So where is
It's
it?
happening. So, I said within 24 hours, right? Isn't that what I said, John?
No, you did not specify a timeline.
I think that's what I said.
You're caught out here, Mike. Oh, nice little three-man stack here towards the B site. 4 players in all, but 3 standing on each other's heads. And now it feels like they've fallen off of that. Only 2. Hex comes around the corner. Great flashbang thrown. And Hex and George get a 2K combined. Some upgrades available as well on this round.
No.
All
Can't be like this.
Mike.
Not like this. They have to send someone back for the bomb. And in the meantime, look at this rotation. 3 players now ready to fight. Stamina is going to force the issue, but he's only going to find 2. 2, it's a lot. But is it enough? Is it enough when Hexed and George and Walco still walk on this site? Oh, damage onto Aris. They nearly caught him. They nearly caught him. He gets away with that one. Guns being picked up. Extra rifles now available. Only armor on Hex, but George has gained a lot of utility here and the rifle on his approach towards Banana. So he's calling to his teammates. He's saying, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Let me get in position. I can check a molly for pit. We can throw a smoke to approach in towards the site. We can put a lot of pressure on Joel's. That's exactly what they're going to do. Molotov in towards the pit. Joel's forced wide. Balcony player comes out. The kill comes in. This could be it. It's all onto Aris. All onto Aris' shoulders, and he can't even get one. That's the round. A broken by a little bit of safe weaponry, and that's enough to bring it through. The Evil Geniuses take 16. Dominate Strife through this series. I mean, a comeback on the first map of Ancient on the T side. Straight dominance here on Inferno. Never in doubt. Never a question about who was in control of that one. This is Evil Geniuses asserting themselves as the 2 seed in this season.
Yeah, I mean, no question at all. Only 6 rounds for Strife since that first half of Ancient. That's just complete domination from EG since that point.